Have you ever had something to say and then felt that pause, that hesitation, and went silent? Have you ever stumbled through a conversation to think later, oh, that's what I should have said? Do you feel like there's times when your message gets lost in translation? Well, you're not alone. Get ready, my friends, to level up your communication. I'm Kathy Riley, your host and communication expert with over 25 years in litigation and another in 15 as an entrepreneur, which is funny because I'm only 39. Our goal here is to share tools, systems, and techniques guaranteed to shift the way you connect with others, from mastering the art of a tough conversation to cultivating a mindset that screams confidence. You're going to learn how to break bad habits and shatter communication barriers. And I'm so excited today because we have an amazing guest who to me, she's the queen of networking. There isn't anything she hasn't done that hasn't turned to gold.
Mhm.
And so if you are an entrepreneur, you need to listen to this. If you're a business owner, you need to listen to this. If you are somebody who has to do the finding, minding, and grinding when it comes to your clients, you need to listen to this. If you're a mom on the PTA and need sponsors and people to do stuff for you, you need to listen to this. If you're thinking about starting your own business in network marketing, you need to listen to this. This is going to be so juicy because at the end of the day, your genius is not going to go anywhere unless you network and talk about yourself. So I am so excited to have Miss Marlene Benstein. She is the CEO and founder of Connect and Collaborate Events. Miss Phyllis is an international transformative speaker, best-selling author, multiple best-selling author, I might add, entrepreneur, and visionary with a passion for empowering individuals to create lives of purpose, balance, and success. With a background in engineering and leadership, she combines technical expertise with creativity to deliver actionable strategies that inspire growth and transformation. Ms. Phyllis specializes in networking mastery, transformation, and guiding professionals in their transition from employee to entrepreneur. Known for her engaging presence and ability to connect with diverse audiences, Phyllis is dedicated to fostering success, authenticity, and personal fulfillment. Her mission is to inspire others to embrace change, evolve with confidence, and achieve lasting impact in professional and personal life. Love that. Please, everybody listening, put your hands together for Miss Phyllis. I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
This is so great. So I have known Miss Phyllis for multiple years. We've known each other through the transition of our businesses. You knew me when I couldn't even take stage, before I could even start talking about anything. When I
Oh, I
required,
met you like 6 years ago, right?
yeah. And it's been a journey. And that's the thing about being an entrepreneur is it's transformative, right? The things that we do, things change and we need to evolve. So I also would love to add that Miss Phyllis here is a best-selling author. And with that, there's some really, really, I have to point out, the first book you launched was Getting into Bed with the Right People in Business, Developing a $1 Million Connection.
Right.
So talk to us. Okay, and her most recent book, you guys, is called Breaking Free from Your 9 to 5, from Desk Job to Dream Business in 5 Easy Steps. So this woman has transformed engineering 9 to 5er
Yeah.
into big business, entrepreneur. She's learned to scale. She's just amazing. And doing this through a key strategy in networking. So, talk to me a little bit about the power of networking.
Absolutely. And in the beginning when you were saying I turn everything into gold, well, that's kind of one of my mantras because I truly believe that relationships are the new currency. So
Oh,
if you want to line your pockets with gold, then you need to network. And so it started out, my story is I was a electrical engineer for 25 years. for a major defense contractor. And one day I worked in a lab, and then I worked in a cubicle, then I worked in an office, and I had many roles. And one day, and there were never any other women. I had one woman, I think, work for me. I was in a sea of a male domination, and so, but I held my own, of course. But anyway, one day my girlfriend said to me, she said, there's this women's group that meets for an after hours, and they have drinks and dinner. We can order dinner, and they'll go over public policy and stuff, and it's right around the block. Would you go with me? Oh my goodness. Well, that started my lifelong networking, because these women were edifying each other. They were talking about relevant topics. They were breaking bread together. They were supportive, and they were referring each other. And I fell in love with that, because I was in a dog eat dog world in engineering. And so I just couldn't believe it. And I'm thinking, wow, what a great way to promote yourself, to have others promote yourself, and visibility. But networking is all about authenticity, right? These women were just being authentic. They were building relationships in business, they were building friendships. And so that started me on the networking. And then, of course, I was on the fast track at work, and I had 7 promotions in 14 years, the maximum required. And then it kind of slowed down after that. So, how do you get to the next position if you're working in a company in corporate? So, I truly believe that the way you get ahead is by your verbal and nonverbal communication, your image, and networking. So what did I do? I started going to all these events that my company was holding, either lunch and learns, after hours, before hours, mixers, parties, NRG groups. They were different hobby type groups. And I figured out where I wanted my next position to be. And how did I get there? I networked. I made sure that I went, even back then, that was like 20 years ago. I would go to the people who were the decision makers, who were the people of authority. I got to know them. And then I would go back to my office, and I would look up the position and what was required to get to that position. Did I have the skills that I needed? And if I didn't, I took the course, I read the book, and I learned what I needed to do. And then I applied for that next position. But those people knew me because I always showed up, and people got to know me. And of course, they're going to pick me for the next position over someone that's in a stack of papers that they've never heard speak. They've never heard their passion. They've never, whatever. And so I just fell in love with networking. And then over the years, I decided halfway through my engineering career that I was overworked, overstressed, underpaid, underappreciated. And so I started to develop a business along the side. I took my soft and hard skills and I developed my own businesses. But how did I get there? You have to network. No one knows who you are, what you do, what problems you solve if you don't go out and network. And now we have the world at our fingertips. Really? I mean, remember, Kathy, years ago, they used to say that we all know like 200 people. That's like a joke now. If we don't all know thousands of people, so we can network in person, we can network online. It, it's all there. But anyway, so somewheres along the line, I was running networking groups for other people, and I ended up owning my own networking brand, Connect and Collaborate, which is a division of Achieve Systems. And so I'm a huge proponent of just, you got to network. People really, really need to know who you are.
Oh, no, so that's yes, 100%. Now, knowing communication, okay, like we do,
Yeah.
when you say the word network, I think of a definition. When somebody else says, what do you mean by network? When networking, the verb, not the noun.
Right.
So
So when I
what
was
does
in
that mean to
engineering,
you?
yeah. So when I was in engineering, network was, connecting a bunch of different systems together so they talk to each other. That's what the technical, connecting your computers together to form a network. So to me, what networking means is going out with a purpose and intention, with strong messaging, knowing who you are and who you want to connect with, and building those authentic relationships that that you can do business with, you can convert, you can help them convert. It's a give and take. It's not about walking into a room like we used to. Do you remember that? Walking into a room, we had a stack of business cards. How many can I not leave with? And where did they end up with? Probably in the circular file or stacks in my desk. But networking to me is building authentic relationships.
Bingo. Juicy. That's so for those of you that are listening to think that are terrified, absolutely terrified to even walk into a room with a bunch of strangers. Like for instance, the first time, so this was about 16 years ago, I'm going to my first chamber event. And there's 150, 200 people in the room. And I know one person. And thankfully, I go walking in, and the first time actually I go to do this, I turn around and go back home because I'm too terrified. So I finally get enough courage to walk in that room, and the one person that knows me sees my terrified look, grabs my hand, takes me over to the bar, gets me a drink of wine because, I try to get me to relax, and then starts introducing me to people. And networking is, there are people out there like me who think networking is terrifying. What tip, advice would you give somebody who is of the former version of me who think networking is I know I have to do it, but I'm scared to death?
There are a lot of people that are introverts and they don't like to network. They're afraid of the people. But my one tip is it's about the other person. So I'm a servant leader and I love to make a difference and an impact. So if you take it away from you, if you're an introvert, not everyone is in the room is looking at you, right? And so you just approach these people with how can you serve them? How can I make a difference in your life with what I do or who I know? Right? Because I tell people, like, you and I could go into a networking group. We've been in networking meetings with 30 to 50 people, and our ideal person might not be there, but it's the thousands that they all know. But I really liked what you said about how your friend grabbed your hand. If you are an extreme introvert, go with somebody.
Yeah.
Go with someone because some people have a stranger phobia. So go with someone and they can help introduce you, or find someone in that room that is the connector that can connect you to people and start easing you into a conversation.
Love that. So and so that was me early on. So, 15 years ago, I needed somebody to hold my hand. And now I'm the hand holder, right? And here's the thing to add to that is as you navigate this, the more you do it, the easier it gets, right? The more just like a sport, just like driving, just like walking when we were a baby, right? The
Right.
more we do it, the easier it gets. And then when you understand that networking is a powerful tool to help your prospects and clients, like if Susie over here she is not my client, but yet she knows people, why
Yeah.
not invite her to say, hey, are you looking to grow what you're doing? I love what you do, right? Come with me to this event and let's do this together and grow together. And then lock arms with people who want to grow like you do.
Absolutely. And you know what? Give more than you take because it'll come back to you tenfold. I mean, I know that that's the way that you operate. When you're giving, you meet someone in a networking event, what can you offer them? Or like you just said, who can you connect them to? Who can you refer them to? I mean, that to me is like a game. It's like fun. So,
Yeah. And when you go to events, so I think one of the things that we have experienced, both you and I, as networking as long as we have, which is why we absolutely love Achieve, is there's so many events that you go to that's networking where people are just passing around business cards. They're looking for that transaction.
Not my crowd.
No. And when you can find a place and go with somebody that you know, like, and trust. So, you know, talk, you guys, are you listening? Find Miss Phyllis on LinkedIn, right? Be friends with her, follow her around, right? If you're friends with me on LinkedIn, follow me around. Who do you know, like, and trust? Follow them around. They're going to something, go with them, invite yourself, and continue to build that relationship, because you know when people are the servant heart. Phyllis, you have an amazing servant heart. And when you find people like that, those are the people you want in your corner.
Right. And that's the other thing. Don't hang out with the communities that don't jive with you. I mean, don't walk into a room hoping everyone's going to love you and stand behind what you're doing and what you offer. No, go to the groups that are looking for what you have to offer or who know, who know you.
Yeah. So, what would you suggest for somebody who's walking into a networking event? Okay. And they're, let's say they're on a board, right? They're on a board, they're very much supporting this cause, and they're looking to grab, grow connections, maybe sponsors, promote event, whatever it is. So, you guys, the listeners, networking isn't just for dollar signs, right? It's not just to build business. There's so many reasons you can network. Um, so let's say, okay, for instance, they're on a board, right? What, how would you, like, you're serving on a board, you're walking in there wanting to grow. What would you say to somebody? How do you introduce yourself? Or, what are some of the tools, questions you have in your back pocket that you can start conversations with to build those relationships?
A board of directors, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends what type of board and what your mission is, but I would introduce myself that this is what I do and this is the organization that I'm a part of and this is what we offer. So, it's not so much that I'm a board member, it's really that I've got opportunities for you to participate in fundraisers with other things that may align with our mission to save all the dogs in the world. And so, and that brings up finding a common ground with people, right? So really, if I was on a board, hopefully I'd be going to meetings that had the type of people that would be interested in what my organization offered. But it's really, again, that ties into what are people's hotspots. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you and I know when we meet someone and it clicks that we could keep talking and talking and talking. If you're talking to someone and they're not at all interested in the board or the organization that you're in next,
Yeah.
unless they have an interest because they know people that would be interested in it, but typically next.
Yes. And that when you read people, so there's a subconscious level that you are communicating with the individual, when you're out networking. What are some clues that that this person is, it's not my people?
So
Does that question make sense?
yeah. So especially like when I'm speed networking, if someone is not interested in all, if they have deer in the headlights, if they could care less about what I'm talking about, um, and they just want to talk about themselves, then they're not interested. I mean, I can tell right away because I'm more of an energy person, but if someone gets excited about what you're talking about because you can solve their problem, people that they could use their services, but typically it's just no interest, no energy, deer in the headlights, and they just want to talk about their business. They probably have
Yeah.
a stack of business cards in their pocket that they're trying to get rid of that night.
Yep. And the foundation of networking is building relationships. I love that. And like you said earlier, relationship is the new currency.
It is the new currency. It will fill your pockets with gold if you have the right relationships or you get into bed with the right people in business. It's a time thing too, right? I mean, time is money. Do you want to waste your time talking to people that don't care or aren't interested or, you know, that's the way I operate.
Have you ever, and I think I know how you're going to answer this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Have you ever been in a situation, whether it was back in the day with engineering or, um, currently as an entrepreneur, have you ever walked into a meeting and had a conversation and wanted to share something and then felt that hesitation and stayed silent?
Yes. Yes.
How do you, okay,
A time and a place for everything, and it's all about your audience. You know, if I'm not prepared, maybe there's someone in there that um maybe it's all about timing. That's what I would say with that. It's all about timing. There have been times that I have hesitated because it didn't feel right, or I found out that the situation wasn't right. It's kind of hard to put into words, but absolutely, not everything is the right situation, and then I wouldn't go back there.
Oh, so tell me more. You wouldn't go back there. What do you mean
Well,
by
if it
that?
was an organization that I was testing out their networking and it, I didn't like their culture.
You got the
My
feel,
vibe,
the
or I found out I didn't like their culture, or maybe the people in there weren't authentic. There's not a lot of situations where I wouldn't go back. You know, I'll
God.
preface that there are not a lot of situations where I wouldn't go back, especially if it's an organization that has guests all the time, because then it's not a good read. So I really have to like what the meeting's about, what they stand for. Is it my tribe? Is it my community? I'm really picky where I network now because my time
I
is valuable and I want to make a difference to people and I want to meet fun people. I go to networking to meet new friends too. I mean, just to meet friends and have, get new girlfriends, and, that would be the wine club.
okay. Okay, so networking can be more than just a business event. So it could be more than just a conference. Is that what you're
Oh,
saying?
absolutely. Right, because with the Connect and Collaborate, we have someone who started an outdoor adventure chapter. And what is the purpose of that? It's going to be a lot of young professionals and in shape older professionals, but it's going to be people coming together who love the great outdoors, who are going to share a common hobby, and then the business will follow. The whole thing is like you're walking on a 4 mile trail. People are going to get to know each other. They're going to get to know what they like to do for leisure. They're going to get to know more about their business. And so I network for fun as well. And, my second home is in Margaritaville. And I got to tell you, it is a lot of networking, a lot of fun, but everyone's getting to know each other and everyone's got products and services. It is unbelievable. Like my husband said, everyone's got experience. Everyone's got experience who's in that 55 and better community. And I am networking there. I have friends that I met that are networking there because you know what? If we don't want to do business, some people have businesses. A lot of people have businesses of their own, but a lot of people are networking to find people with a common situation. There's some widowed people. There's some people that are snowbirds. There's people that have different situations and they're just looking for a community to be friends with. And so that's another way to network. We all network for different parts of our lives because when you ask me, it's about building relationships. I'm in a Catan group in this place because I have this I love to play Catan. So does my husband. So I joined a Catan group. And of course we're going to get to know each other over a game. It's an hour and a half. Are
What
we
is Catan? I don't know that.
Catan? It's basically a cross between Risk and Monopoly.
Seriously.
It's dice probability and resources.
Ooh. All right. I love it. So you joined a club essentially.
Yes. Yes. And then I'm
So
always telling people, whether it's my business or not, I'm at these parties at Margaritaville and I'm asking people, do you play Catan? And because we're going to get all these people together just to have fun. So yes, and then I'm sure business will follow because there's a lot of business that transacts there.
exactly. It's funny if you think about it. Way back when, when we were just babies, right? They
Yeah.
they were talking about how so much business is done on the golf course. And
Yeah,
I gotta tell you, when I stepped into the business realm, I was confused by that. It didn't make sense. And now, as a seasoned entrepreneur, I'm thinking, of course it does, because you go to places where you are going to find like-minded individuals that share your interests. So networking isn't just a business organization. It could be golf. It could be hiking, right? It could be, macrame. It could be anything. But now you're spending time together with like-minded people. You're going to build relationships.
in the defense world with the different things, I'm telling you, a lot of decisions were made on the golf course because these guys could basically have a mastermind over 9 or 18 holes of golf. That is still true today. And the joke about, a lot of agreements are made on bar napkins. It's because people are relaxed. They might not be drinking alcohol, but they're in a relaxed setting, closing business deals.
Yeah.
It's huge.
And we've talked because we've attended multiple conferences over the last, I don't know how many years. And you and I both are of the same mindset. Is it's not necessarily at the table, the one-to-one, where it could be at the morning breakfast, it could be
Yeah,
the lunch, it could be at the happy hour where you're actually closing deals.
right. And those things are good because at the conferences that we go to, what sets that group apart is the collaboration. And so you meet people in the morning, and by the afternoon, you're able to introduce them to 5 people.
Uh, So I love that, switching gear. I love that you have created this whole business around connect and collaborate. So these are events for designed mostly for entrepreneurs, business owners, people who are into the finding, minding, and grinding of their business, right? That need to grow, because if you have a business that needs customers, you need to network. Um,
Right.
but you take it to the next level. So it's not just about connecting, it's also about collaborating. Talk to me a little bit, talk to us about
Yes.
collaboration and how shifting your perspective from just transaction to collaboration can really launch your business.
Right. So originally we started the brand to give the members an opportunity to speak, sponsor, attend, or own their own community. But what it has morphed into is all of that. And we are building business communities across the world of local businesses that come together to connect and collaborate, with the collaboration being finding, hiring each other, doing events together, edifying each other, people meeting because they know each other, and like what we just talked about, building authentic relationships. They will find their next power partner, their next referral partner, their next strategic partner, or their next joint venture partner. And the only way they could have done that is by coming together as a local business community. And so that's really where the mission is going, is to connect local business communities, local business people together to collaborate. How can they? So, like one of my chapters in Florida, um, they had a photographer, a pizza maker that that does gourmet pizza making at someone's house, and I forget the third person, but they do events all the time, and they've tripled their income because this guy's doing these date nights, and now he has a photographer he's working with, and it's just really fun. And so how can, it's the same in business. How can I partner so we both grow our businesses? Right? That's collaboration. It's growing
Uh,
each it's working together to grow each other's businesses. And I do not like compete networking groups because if you have an abundance mentality, there is enough for everyone. I don't care if there's 10 real estate agents in the room. Let's take the real estate agents or speakers. The speakers, they speak about 5, 10 different things. So there's 10 speakers in the room. And so I don't believe in networking communities that have a restriction on one per industry. Because define the industry. I mean, you and I are in business, but even if we had the same business, we'd have so many more dimensions to it. So, true collaboration, to go back to the question, true collaboration comes from seeing how you can work together to make each half better, or how many ever pieces of the pie there are. How can you make that whole pie 10x?
I love that. And where, so you have these connect and collaborate chapters throughout the country, is that correct?
Yes, we have 19, 9 in Colorado, one in Scottsdale, one in Chicago, two in Canada, one virtual, one live, a virtual international, and four in Florida.
Who wants to go to Florida?
Yes, I'll be speaking at the February one. So yes, as I
Yes.
warm up, as I thaw out. So, but they're all over the place, and people can just, go to the website connectandcollaborate.co and check out the schedule because I want to help you. I'm always looking for speakers. I'm looking for sponsors. I'm looking for attendees. Grow your business through this brand. Connect and collaborate.
Oh, and I've got to, I've been to multiple meetings. I'm looking forward to the big conference in February for this. It's just, there's so much value with the people in the room. But before we go there, I have one question now. So as somebody who is a professional networker, you've
Yep.
talked multiple times about being prepared. When you walk
Yes.
into a networking um, event, whatever it is, big or little, 10 people, 150 people, 1,000 people, you say you're prepared. Explain to me what that means to you.
So I know who I am, what I offer, what makes me unique, what my irresistible offer is. But what makes my networking most successful and can help other people be most successful is get to know your audience beforehand. I only go now to the networking where I know that people that I can serve are at. Or something fun I want to do like a wine club, right? Or a Catan club, right? That's totally different. But it does make a big difference being prepared. So do you have a QR code on your phone? You want to make it easy for people to do business with you. That would probably be the biggest tip of preparation. Make it easy for people to do business with you. Don't make them go through 20 steps on a website and hit the submit button to get your product and service. You need to make it easy. And to make it easy, you need to be able to articulate in like 3 sentences who you are, what you do, what you offer. I've been to different networking organizations where we had people have us do a 12-word introduction and get everything in there, but you got to be prepared. The other thing I really love to do, this is a super tip, is if I can get the registration list ahead of time, so like on Meetup's a good one. If you are going to attend a meetup event, I research all the people. And so I know exactly who I'm going to go talk to at the meeting because you can't talk to every single person at a meeting unless it's all day. And so I research the people. If I can get a name and I can look them up on their profile on Meetup, I can look on them on LinkedIn because you know what? It's again, are they someone that I could collaborate with? And do they know people that I want to meet? So I do that whole web of researching who people are, and then I maximize my time at these events, and I have a high conversion rate because I do have a few different businesses, and I convert because I went to the right people. Because you can go to a networking
Yeah.
group and you can talk to 25 people, but you get to the 25th, and that was the one person that really uh, um, sinks and could use your products and services, but you just only have 2 minutes left because you talked to the other 24. No, go right to the person you want. Or let's say, for example, that you can't research ahead of time because Eventbrite, you can't see the list. Then when you get to the networking event, ask people, this is what I do, this is who I serve, and who do you know in this room that? And go get that introduction. After you talk to them, after I have a nice talk with you, Kathy, would you mind going and introducing me to that person? Because I think there's synergy.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Just taking it to the next level. I
Yeah,
love that.
quickly. Speak
Quickly.
quickly.
Yes. Yes, because, time is valuable,
Precious. Right, right.
right? And we can go to, when I first started my entrepreneurial journey, I spent 3 years wasting time going to networking events that
Yeah.
did not serve me, my business, my goal, my mission, vision, values. They were transactional. They were drinking things. I didn't need another happy hour, right? I wanted to build relationships.
A lot of
So,
people don't like the word networking.
yes, true. And I got to tell you, okay, so this is a little side story. So when I became an entrepreneur, my background's 25 years litigation. My husband's like, networking. What the heck are you doing? Right? All you're doing is going to happy hours. Well, this is
Yeah.
an attorney, right? I married an attorney and he does the same thing, right? He goes to these different events, but he calls it business development. So
Oh,
my word for it now is business development
oh, I
because
like it.
I'm building, that's the legal side. That's what it was called. So that's my word in my business is, and oh yeah, this is business development. Okay. All right. I'm going to this event, business development. So yeah. Um,
It should really be collaboration, though, Kathy. I mean, some people have such a bad taste in their mouth about networking, but collaboration has such a much better ring to it. That's why we called it connect and collaborate, not networking, connect.
yes. Right. Love it. So no, I love the last thing is just know your audience. So
Yeah,
for those of you that are listening that are thinking about, okay, this is my business. Who do I serve? Like what problems do I solve? Who do I serve? Where do they hang out? If real estate agents are your jam, go to where real estate agents hang out.
we're
Those
in
are the
counselor builders.
so it's knowing that's the part of the preparation
Mhm.
that's so important. And as a speaker, and a speaker coach, speaking on networking, you want to go to where entrepreneurs hang out, right? I- as a communications coach, I want to go to conferences and organizations where people are struggling with communication for whatever reason, right? Know your audience. And then knowing you have 12 words or 2 minutes to talk about it, what is this problem that you solve that
Right.
they want to hear?
Right. What's their hot button? Right. Right. What's going to make them want to do business with you because you're solving their pain point?
Yeah. All right. See, that's just, yes, you are their solution. So when
Yeah.
you enter networking to understand, like we talked about earlier, you're there to serve, right? Shift your perspective. I'm not there to sell. Selling happens when a relationship and that know, like, and trust has built
Right.
because a product and service is going to happen. A customer is going to buy it from some person or company or Amazon or whatever. The purchase is going to happen. Don't focus on the purchase.
Right.
Focus on building the relationship that know, like, and trust so that they see you as the solution to their problem.
And the best solution. That's
The,
where the USP comes in. You are the best solution because you know what sets you apart. What
ah,
what what is your unique selling proposition? What sets you apart? Why should they do business with you? Because you are the best solution to their problems.
Speaking of best, okay, so we've been to conferences, hundreds of conferences. I've traveled all over. Love, love, love the Achieve Business Conference, and you have kind of taken it over. for February. So tell
Yes.
us a little bit about your strategy and what, okay, for you entrepreneurs, for your business owners, for those
Yes.
people who are finding, minding, and grinding, needing business and want people to collaborate with. You want to explode your business. You need to be at this conference. So, Miss Phyllis, talk to us a little bit about because you're the vision behind this. So,
Right. So this is a very different conference. Instead of a Power Leads Day followed by speakers, we have 2 days of pure lead generation. So if you want to get out there, we are guaranteeing 100 connections minimum by the time you leave. And I was thinking like, wow, that sounds kind of like too good to be true. But our Power Lead sessions, by the time you get done Friday morning and Saturday afternoon, you will have 50 names each session in your phone. And so that's 100. Plus, there is masterminds where we have industry experts, such as Kathy is going to lead a roundtable on speaking to more business. And so we've got the masterminds where you'll get to meet more people. We've got lunches that people will hang out together. We've got an opening reception, a closing reception. It is all about lead generation. So these experts at the roundtable, they're going to help you with tips, tricks, what made them successful to build relationships. And so it's just going to be outrageously 2 days of outrageous connections. Fasten your seatbelts. Who do you want to be connected with?
yes. So, where do they find information on this conference?
So they go to Achieve Biz Conferences, plural.com, achievebizconferences.com, and they scroll down to guest. And you can come one time as a guest, and they register for one day or both days. And in addition to that, we've added a pitch fest with a panel of 4 millionaires that will listen to your ideas. You get 5 minutes to pitch your idea, 5 minutes of feedback, and you are competing for prizes.
Oh, goodness gracious.
And
What?
you never know. There's no money being given out, but you never know. You have just met 4 millionaires that are
Yeah.
investors. And so what are the possibilities that could happen from that?
All right. And I've talked to a couple other millionaires who are going to be attending because they want to hear business ideas and are looking to invest. So there's actually they're going to be there to listen.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's
And
so
Kathy,
many
that's
opportunities.
where you need to have your be prepared and have your messaging, because my experience in the past is someone's not going to walk up to you and say they're an investor. They will be in the crowd. So if they resonate with what you're doing, what you're looking for, then it's a win, right? A
Yeah.
potential win. I
Oh,
love
I
it.
love
I
the
love that there's going to be millionaires there. So this is awesome. It's going to be a great event. And you know what? It's going to be fun and it's going to be high energy.
yes, yes. And I gotta, of all the conferences that I've been to, the Achieve ones are absolutely my favorite. Love that. And we'll tell you when I am prepared, because there are times where you don't feel it, right?
Right.
There are times, right? But when I am prepared, collaboration and growth happens.
Yes,
It's
absolutely.
so I love it. If you're looking to grow, you got to be here. So, um, I've got a couple quick questions for
Yep,
you.
absolutely.
But first, I want people, our audience, to know where can people find you?
So you can find me on LinkedIn and all social media, Phyllis Marlene Benstein. So Phyllis Marlene, and then it says Benstein under there, Phyllis Marlene Benstein. So LinkedIn, my link is there. They can also click on the QR code that goes to all my different groups that I have, because I've got
Yeah.
groups to promote small businesses. But that's the easiest way to connect with me. Or they can go to connectandcollaborate.co, not com.co. Then they can learn about our leaders, our chapters, our mission.
It's
There's a click to have a meeting with me as well.
perfect. Perfect because there's so much value just to sit down and be with. I love there's so many people that say something along the lines like show me your friends and I'll show you your future, right?
Oh, I
I
love
call
that. Yeah.
I say, who's your Fab Five? Who
Yeah.
are the five people that are in your world that are absolutely fabulous, that lift you, inspire you, and take you up a level?
I
Because the
love
science shows that the more you spend time with these amazing people, right, the better you're going to do. And Miss Phyllis, you are one of those people. You are absolutely fantastic. So I invite you
it.
guys, connect with her, look at some of the Connect and Collaborates, um, register for the February conference. It's so good. But okay, but now this is a little bit of fun here. Let's get to know you a little bit personally. So if you were to walk into a room, right? Have you ever seen Zoolander?
No.
Okay. Um, they have what's called a walk-up song. So let me put it this way, as a speaker, you take stage. What is the song that's going to be playing in the background when you take stage?
You know, believe it or not, When You Believe.
When you believe?
Yes. I think it
Where,
was from a Disney movie. That's one of them.
okay.
And the other one is Alicia Keys, This Woman is on Fire.
Oh, yes. Yes. Totally see that.
Because that
Uh,
brings the energy up. So since that one's more well known, the other one is from a Disney, You Believe. But that's all about mindset. But I like the Alicia Keys one.
love it. Okay,
You
so
know what?
are you morning or night person?
Well, I used to be a night owl, but I guess now I'm both. But I'm more of a night owl than I am a morning person.
Okay. If you were to pick something to eat, is it sweet or salty?
Salty.
Salty. Okay. So would you prefer dinner out or at home?
I would prefer dinner out so I could meet some people and network, unless I'm on a hot date with my husband. But usually I like to go out so I can somehow meet people.
Yeah. No surprise there. All right. So if you were craving something yummy, would you eat it or drink it?
Drink it.
That's my girl. That's my girl.
Definitely
Um,
drink it.
Margarita fill, baby.
Yeah.
Um, what calls to you more, the beach or the mountains?
Okay, so that's a hard one, but it's the mountains. My husband's love language is the beach. That's how he ended up in Florida. But I do love, like, I de-stressed the other day before I left at the ocean, just listening to the waves pounding.
Yeah.
But it's truly the mountains. I have an unbelievable view of the North Range, and I love to be in the mountains. I love to walk in the mountains, and I love to look at the mountains. So I think that kind of wins, but it's close.
Uh, um, so reading a book, are you paper or Kindle?
I prefer paper.
Me too. Although it wakes my husband up. I just bought one of those little lights that go around your neck that just
Yeah.
shoots
Oh,
like
very
this.
cool. Very
It
cool.
yes. I learned about that and went, "Oh, that's great."
Very cool.
Um, so I love paper as well. And if you were to go be entertained, is it a movie? Do you watch a movie or is it like a Netflix series?
Well, I watch a lot of movies. I used to never watch TV, but I am getting sucked into like these Harlan Coben thrillers. I've watched all eight of them on Netflix. So actually, I would say series more.
You're kind of
And
binging
funny
on that.
series. Yes, I had like thrillers and I like funny comedies.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for being here, spending time with us. You've been absolutely fantastic. You guys, audience, as you're listening to this, go find Miss Phyllis on LinkedIn. Schedule time with her. As you see this podcast on Spotify and out on socials, click on the links, spend some time with her, get to know her. She is an absolute fantastic woman who's just, you're just a powerhouse. So I'm so
Oh,
honored
thank
that
you.
you're here. So,
You for the opportunity. I'm really grateful, and I can't wait to meet your audience.
oh, this is
I'll
so
see you
good.
in a
All right.
few weeks.
And that's a wrap, my friends, for today's episode of Breaking Bad Communication. Thank you so much for being here, tuning in. But before we sign off, don't forget to subscribe. And if you like what you heard today and it resonates with you, share it with somebody. You know what? Tag somebody, share this message, share Miss Phyllis. Know this, the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your communication. And as you head back out into the world, remember every conversation is your chance to shape your life and the lives of others. Whether it's a tough conversation, a casual chat, be clear, be intentional, and listen like it matters, because it really does. The better you communicate, the more your life aligns with what you truly want. So go out there, own your voice, speak your truth, and make your words count for you. Giddy up.